The island of Leyte in the Visayan region has an identity anchored to its waters. The sea is at the core of food, livelihood, and transportation. In the province of Southern Leyte, the waters shape local life. Such is true in the coastal barangays found in Hinundayan. But through the years, abusive fishing practices that used dynamite, cyanide, and finely woven nets took their toll on the sea.
Murag na depleted na tingali ang source marine resources kay ang mga fishermen seasonal man ang fishing sa Hinundayan nya kada fishing season gamay na lang yung ilang makuha.
To address the dwindling catch, Tacloban's Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources initiated the establishment of Marine Protected Areas, or MPAs, in 1999. After conducting studies and consulting with municipal leaders, Barangay Ambao was chosen as an MPA site. 32.5 hectares of municipal waters was declared by the Barangay Council as a fish sanctuary. With the help of an active municipal and barangay government, the Ambao Marine Protected Area flourished.
No ngani ang Hinundayan mo'y nakauna og himo sa kana fishery laws, no? Before wa pa mo order ang national government nga wadon ang buso, kami mo'y una nga naghimo sa ordinance nga dili gyud ang buso kay mo'y maka-deplete sa source isda.
The local government provided technical and financial assistance, while the barangay developed their own techniques in managing their MPA.
Mga nagpadadyon to, nag-create me og Barangay Fisher Folks Association. Then, napadadyon ang association sa pagmaniho nining maong sanktuaryo, pinaagi silang aktual nga pagbantay.
Kami ang naging coordinator between the provincial government and the barangay or the community. Kami ang nag-facilitate ng underwater assessment with the Bureau of Fisheries and Agricultural Resources. Tapos kami ang nag-initiate ng trainings, ng capability buildings, information drives.
Tapped by the local government units, the German Development Corporation, through its coastal fisheries resource management, further strengthened and built the capacities of both the municipal and barangay government to effectively manage the project.
One of our projects also in GTZ donated this watchtower. This also serves as their training center or the office for the farmsees, meeting place for the fisher folk and the women organizations.
From the watchtower, members of the community-based Bantay Dagat are able to monitor the MPA.
Day and night, na-adjud me duty. 7 to 10 mga babae, 10 to 12 mga laki na, mga barangay officials o membro sa Fish Sanctuary Management Committee. Pagka 1 to 4, mga tanod o uban o kauban na ho.
Bawal na, bawal! Sura na, badong dire! Kanang usay, babalik magbag!
With the help from the Philippine National Police, the community's vigilance has led to the apprehension of illegal fishermen. Intruders have been apprehended and fined. Their paraphernalia confiscated.
Mo ganay murag usa sa strong diri sa Ambao tungod kay ang nagdumala diri maayo bitaw suporta jud nga for example sa apprehensions maka-apprehend ta og kining ijang mga parente jud dapatan jud sa man sa uban nga og parente ihatag ilaylo sa laman na ihatag sa laman na kay ako nang igsuon ni gagawin na.
With such achievements, Ambao was awarded the top prize in the 2009 search for Champions of the Seas. But for the people of Ambao, the real reward was the increased aquatic harvest for small fisherfolks, which is also being felt in other barangays in Hinundayan.
Sa una, wa pa man gajud na ingon nga isda nga imong makita bitaw. Diya karon mga 1 hour ra. Basta kay mga ka na kay kuha mga 1 ka kilo, 2 ka kilo. Basta kay ingog kanang sudan ba nga diretso imong gamiton.
Along with this came the rise in women's leadership in monitoring the MPA and in coastal cleanups.
Wala kasi pag na
All the district leaders of the barangay are women, who are also officers of the Fish Sanctuary Management Council that directly manages the protected area.
pero bisag baji na sila kay mga kuan man kana bang kusgan. Siyempre nagtagaan gajud og boses kay murag equal na ba ang kuan sa laki og sa baji nanay kuan sa equality sa gender lagi pagkakaron kay di man pwede og puro na lamang gajud laki og agbaji dili mo tabang kay sa atong panahon ron nga og dili magtinabangay lisod.
Because visitors have been coming to learn from Ambao's MPA, the women have even banded to form a catering business. The influx of tourists has also given rise to educational tourism, which provides learning experiences to both outsiders as well as the locals.
Nga naidaghang visitors mga no, mga scientists nya diha ani ning volunteer nga mo dive sila nya ilang gikuhaan og video ang dagat kay wa gyud sila ka realize ni adto nga yun ana na deka successful ang ilawom sa dagat no ang mga corals. So pagkahuman og dive atong ning volunteer og dive na pakita nila ang result sa video nakita gyud ang mga corals nga dagko kaayo nga niingon tong ning dive nga abot na kuno nag 100 years.
I went there and I did the cursory evaluation, and what struck me is that despite the location of the marine sanctuary, the coral is fairly intact. It was in very good shape. I would say 80 to 90% live cover.
But conditions are not at all idyllic in Ambao. Hinundayan directly faces the Surigao Strait and the vast Pacific Ocean, making it prone to natural disasters.
The sanctuary is actually the stretch of the waterfronting the barangay. It's open up to the other end. Storm surges would be one of the hazards that the community would experience. But the coral reef is, as we know, is also a buffer for the waves, and it protects also the community along the shore. It would do well if they can start planting and establish a beach forest, so to add to the protection of the coast.
Ang naitabang sa sanctuary sa among lugar mao jud ang pagpugong sa pagkadaot sa matang sa dagat. Sahi sa nangaging panahon nga patay na gadud ng mga corals, kusog kaadto sa diri mo hampak sa baybadon. Mo nang makahatag sa og kaanas, malandslide ang kabaybadonan ug mga kalubian, mga kahoy, mga tumpag.
In terms of disaster, they will be able to manage it. They are educated on the environment management. They also have some initiatives like mangrove planting that would really help or would buffer their area against the storm surges or against any other impacts of the climate change.
Such efforts that address environmental factors that create risks are important for the safety of the people of Ambao. Ambao and the rest of southern Leyte province are exposed to a number of hazards, and climate change appears to be making them worse. A study by Prevention Web says the area is at risk of storm surges and inland water flow from river systems. Another study by Greenpeace also mentions the province as among those that are vulnerable to a 1-meter rise in sea level.
Kung may init kaayo, kung uwan, kusog ang uwan, unang dili na normal sa akong nakita. Ang nakita na nga kausaban sa among dagat, paduol na sa karsada. Kani adto taas pa ni among hunasan ngadto palayo. Mao man gihapon ni among karsada sa una. Karon paduol na ang dagat sa karsada.
we all talk about climate change, and in the event of a sea level rise, they would also be vulnerable for that. And if warming continues, of course, the corals are also at risk of bleaching.
High water temperature turns corals into white skeletons. It's vital to prevent bleaching because once it begins, it can escalate even without further stress. De la Cruz stresses the importance of propagating a diverse variety of species of corals, as some are more resilient than others. Protecting the seagrass will also mitigate against the sea's rising temperature. Both will help ensure the survival of the corals and other marine life. Faced with the onslaught of climate change, MPAs can provide locals some security.
It's always important to take care of support systems that we need in order to survive. We don't really know what is going to happen anyway, but having MPAs sort of ensure that we somehow would still have some food left in the ocean.
We've heard it before. There is strength in numbers. Just like the protection that a sea of corals provides, the replication of Ambao's MPA can reinforce the safety and security of more communities.
Our upscaling strategy for the MPA is MPA networking. It means networking with MPAs within their municipalities and with the neighboring municipalities.
Despite its merits, MPAs can only do so much. Faced with continuous global warming, Ambao's success and others like it can easily drown in the devastating effects of climate change. Climate change happened because people and industries have been carelessly polluting the Earth's atmosphere. We could all take lessons on caring for the environment from Ambao. Efforts such as theirs need to be complemented by many others, creating concerted national and global actions to appropriately mitigate and adapt to climate change. Because in the end, saving the sea of humanity takes more than just saving our seas.